Your Country 1039 KGRT, Chris Jansen, and Buy Me a Boat. Well, it is the first day of spring after all.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. downtown Las Cruces.
That's right. Our question of the day today for the first day of spring has nothing to do with spring. I just like saying that it's spring already and things will start warming up. Hopefully. No, our question of the day today actually has to do about being your neighbor. Yeah, today is actually Won't You Be My Neighbor Day. It is all in honor of Mr. Rogers, Fred Rogers' birthday. And when I was a kid, man, Mr. Rogers was just the guy. In fact, I was such a Mr. Rogers fan that when he did pass away, and I'm an adult at this time, mind you, when he did pass away, my mom actually called me to see if I was doing okay. That's a true story, and it really is. But it is a day to honor one of the best neighbors ever, and that would be Mr. Rogers. So won't you be my neighbor? Yeah. So my question for you today is, what celebrity would you like as your neighbor? You know, this is kind of a pro and con thing because, you know, there are some celebrities that you think would be pretty cool to hang out with, you know, and stuff. But you wouldn't necessarily want them as your neighbor. I'm pretty much talking about every rock band that I ever liked. And, you know, there's a few other singers, stuff like that, music industry. It's all crazy. But what celebrity would you like as your neighbor? You know, to be honest with you, I think if I'm going to pick somebody like a really nice couple that would be there, like if Keith Urban and his wife were to be my neighbors, I think that would actually be pretty cool. I think that would actually be pretty awesome. Or, you know, find, you know, a handyman out there or something. But what celebrity would you like as your neighbor? Think about it for a little bit and then let me know your answers by calling them in or texting them in at 575-523-KGRT. At 575-523-5478. What celebrity would you like as your neighbor? And you know what? I'll even throw it in that you can get celebrities and characters from, you know, real life or fiction. Just who do you think would be a pretty awesome neighbor? Let me know your answers for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces.
Connecting listeners.
All of my buttons are off today. Not necessarily the smoothest there. But yeah, what celebrity would you like as your neighbor? All in honor of Mr. Rogers, Mr. Fred Rogers, and Won't You Be My Neighbor? That is today. And yeah, I was a big fan because honestly, Mr. Rogers would be a pretty awesome neighbor to have. But who would you like as a celebrity? Like, there's many celebrities that I really, really like. You know, like a bunch of comedians would be a lot of fun, maybe, but, you know, maybe don't necessarily want them as your neighbor because, well, I'll give you an example. Bert Kreischer, great guy, love him. I think, you know, his kids, his wife, his family is pretty awesome, but would I want him as a neighbor? I don't know. That's a good question. Let's see. Got a couple of texts in. Let's see. Somebody said George Strait. No doubt about that. Somebody else said Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his wife, Amy. Yeah. But George Strait, no doubt he has an arena. Yeah. Well, that would be pretty helpful if you wanted to borrow it, perhaps, maybe. But that is our question of the day for today. What celebrity would you like as your neighbor? All in honor of Won't You Be My Neighbor Day. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I've been talking about Mr. Rogers right now, and the theme song is just stuck in my head, but I'm not going to sing along. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in and around the world today. Girl Scouts are partnering up with Pop-Tarts to launch 2 new limited edition Pop-Tart flavors. Now, I've never been a big fan of Pop-Tarts, but honestly, Girl Scouts are getting involved. Maybe it'll change my mind. Thin Mints and the Caramel Delights or Samoas will soon be available, but no release date has been announced. 7-Eleven has teamed up with Shaquille O'Neal to create a new sour pineapple Slurpee. The frozen treat is inspired by those gummies there. Also saw that Hi Smile has released a new toothpaste. It is the chocolate coconut toothpaste that tastes like an amazing drink and is available for a limited time. Hi Smile coming up with some interesting flavors, and well, I guess it beats just the regular old toothpaste taste. But they ever come up with like a banana nut bread one? That would be awesome. Let's see. Tulsa King has been renewed for season 3. I know a lot of people that like that show. Sylvester Stallone is set to start production in Atlanta and Oklahoma. And let's see. Arby's apparently is going to give away free sandwiches to loyalty program members following any March Madness upsets. Yeah, so at least I guess it's a consolation prize if your bracket gets totally busted. That you can go ahead and at least cry with a sandwich. It's not a bad idea. Once again, we are looking for answers for our question of the day today. What celebrity would you like as your neighbor? Because we are celebrating Won't You Be My Neighbor Day, a day to honor the birthday of Mr. Rogers. So what celebrity would you like as your neighbor? Think about it. Let me know your answers. Call them in, text them in, and, of course, leave your comments down below for what celebrity would you like. Blah, 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 blah. I am a professional. So I think. What celebrity would you like as your neighbor? Your question of the day brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces.